Some places on Earth are so dangerous even the bravest adventurers think twice. I've faced some of the most hostile environments imaginable, from the freezing peaks of Everest to the scorching sands of the Sahara. But there are corners of our planet where survival isn't just a challenge, it's a near impossibility. These are locations where nature's power is absolute and unforgiving, where a single misstep or a moment of carelessness can be your last. It's not about testing your limits here, it's about acknowledging that some lines should never be crossed. My name is Anudip Roy, and I've always been fascinated by the raw, untamed power of our world. But, fascination must be tempered with respect and a healthy dose of fear. The places we're about to explore are not tourist destinations. They are nature's warning signs, brutal landscapes that push life to its absolute brink. We'll journey to places where the very air can kill you, where the ground beneath your feet boils with acid, and where unseen dangers lurk in every shadow. This isn't just about a list, it's about understanding the immense forces that shape our world and the critical importance of knowing your boundaries. From deadly heat to radioactive wastelands, here are the top 10 most dangerous places you should never visit. We'll explore why they're so treacherous and what it takes to survive, or more importantly, why you should stay away. This is a journey into the heart of danger. Let's get into it. Our first stop is a place whose name says it all, Death Valley. This is one of the hottest, driest, and lowest places on the entire planet. I've been in deserts before, but this is a different beast altogether. The air here doesn't just feel hot, it feels like standing in front of an open furnace. In 1913, the temperature here hit a staggering 56.7 degrees Celsius, or 134 degrees Fahrenheit, the highest air temperature ever recorded on Earth. In an environment like this, your body is in a constant battle against dehydration. You can lose liters of water through sweat without even realizing it. Without a constant supply of water, your body will shut down in a matter of hours. The danger here is insidious. The sun is relentless, beating down with an intensity that can cause severe sunburn in minutes and heat stroke not long after. The ground itself can become so hot it can literally cook your shoes. If your vehicle breaks down out here, you're in a life or death situation immediately. There's no shade, no water, and help can be hundreds of miles away. People underestimate this landscape. They see a road and think they're safe, but the valley doesn't care about your plans. It's a brutal, unforgiving environment that demands absolute respect and preparation. Without it, the valley will claim you. Imagine a place so overrun with deadly creatures that the government has made it illegal for anyone to set foot there. That place is Ilha de Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island, off the coast of Brazil. This isn't just an island with a few snakes, it's home to one of the highest concentrations of venomous snakes anywhere in the world. We're talking about an estimated 1 to 5 snakes per square meter. Every step you take is a gamble. The primary resident is the golden lancehead viper, one of the deadliest snakes on the planet. Its venom is so potent it can melt human flesh and cause death in under an hour. What makes the golden lancehead so terrifying is its potent hemotoxic and neurotoxic venom. A bite leads to kidney failure, necrosis of muscle tissue, brain hemorrhaging, and intestinal bleeding. There's no escaping them. They are on the ground, in the low-hanging branches of trees, everywhere. The Brazilian Navy has forbidden all civilian access for a reason. This island is a biological fortress, a place where evolution has crafted a perfect predator and given it an entire kingdom to rule. It's a stark reminder that some places in nature are not meant for us. This is their territory, and intruding on it is a death sentence. Now we move from a biological threat to an invisible one: radiation. The Chernobyl exclusion zone in Ukraine remains one of the most infamous places on Earth. In 1986, the catastrophic nuclear disaster at the No. 4 reactor released a cloud of radioactive material that contaminated vast areas of Europe. While guided tours now venture into parts of the zone, the danger is far from over. The real threat is the radioactive particles that have settled into the soil, the buildings, and the water. It's an unseen enemy that attacks you on a cellular level. You can't see it, smell it, or taste it, but it's there. The ghost city of Pripyat stands as a chilling monument to the disaster. Desks in schools are still covered in books, toys lie scattered in abandoned kindergartens, and a silent Ferris wheel rusts against the sky. But beneath this eerie quiet lies the lingering threat. Hotspots of intense radiation still exist, particularly in places like the Red Forest, where the trees turned a ginger-brown color and died after absorbing massive doses of radiation. Long-term exposure or even short-term exposure in a highly contaminated area can lead to cancer, birth defects, and other severe health problems. Chernobyl is a powerful lesson in the long-lasting consequences of human error. Some dangers aren't from the environment or animals, but from people. North Sentinel Island, part of the Andaman chain in the Bay of Bengal, is home to the Sentinelese, one of the last tribes on Earth to remain completely isolated from the modern world. And, they have made it violently clear they want to keep it that way. For centuries, they've resisted all contact, often with lethal force. Anyone who has tried to approach the island, whether it's fishermen, researchers, or missionaries, has been met with a volley of arrows. The Sentinelese are fiercely protective of their home and their way of life. The Indian government has actually set up a 3-mile exclusion zone around the island, making it illegal to approach. This law serves two purposes: to protect outsiders from the Sentinelese's hostility, and more importantly, to protect the Sentinelese from us. Having lived in total isolation, they have no immunity to common diseases like the flu or measles, and a simple cold could wipe out their entire population. This isn't a place for adventure or exploration, it's the home of a unique and vulnerable people. Respecting their isolation is not just a matter of law, it's a matter of preserving one of humanity's last remaining connections to a prehistoric way of life. The Danakil Desert in Ethiopia is often called the gateway to hell, and honestly, it's for good reason. This is one of the most geologically active and inhospitable places on Earth. The temperatures here regularly soar above 50 degrees Celsius, or a scorching 122 degrees Fahrenheit, but the heat is only one of the dangers. The landscape is this psychedelic, yet deadly tapestry of sulfur springs, acid pools, and toxic gas vents. The air is thick with the suffocating smell of sulfur, and poisonous chlorine and sulfur gases bubble up from the ground. Breathing this air without protection can cause permanent lung damage or even death. This is a land being torn apart by 3 tectonic plates, which means constant volcanic activity. You've got vast salt flats, boiling hot springs, and volcanoes that spew molten rock. Surviving here takes more than just water, it takes an understanding of the volatile geology under your feet. The ground can be unstable, and one wrong step could plunge you into a pool of boiling acidic water. Despite these extreme conditions, the Afar people actually call this place home, harvesting salt in one of the most grueling jobs imaginable. For anyone else, the Danakil Desert is a landscape of profound beauty and profound danger, a place that will test every survival instinct you've got. In northern Tanzania, there's a body of water so chemically hostile that it can actually turn animals into stone. This is Lake Natron. It looks beautiful from a distance, a serene lake with a reddish tint, but its waters are a deadly trap. The lake is extremely alkaline with a pH as high as 10.5, which is almost as alkaline as ammonia. This is all thanks to the high concentration of sodium carbonate and other minerals that flow into the lake from the surrounding hills. The water temperature can also reach a scalding 60 degrees Celsius, or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Any animal that's not adapted to these conditions and falls into the lake is in for a pretty horrific fate. The high alkalinity of the water is caustic to the skin and eyes of most creatures, but the really ghastly effect is calcification. The sodium carbonate in the water acts as a fantastic preservative, basically mummifying the bodies of birds and bats that crash into the lake's surface. They end up washing ashore as these eerie, stone-like statues, while some species like flamingos have adapted to breed on the salt flats. For most life, Lake Natron is a chemical nightmare. It's a hauntingly beautiful place that really shows how extreme chemistry can create an environment just as deadly as extreme heat or radiation. So the dangers we've discussed so far have been mostly natural. But, our next location, Ciudad Juárez in Mexico, is dangerous for entirely man-made reasons. Situated right on the border with the United States, Juárez has been an epicenter of unimaginable violence, primarily fueled by brutal turf wars between powerful drug cartels. For years it was actually considered the murder capital of the world, and while the situation has improved from its peak, the city still remains a place where lawlessness can erupt at any moment. The threat of carjackings, kidnappings, and shootouts is, unfortunately, a grim reality. The core of the danger really lies in the ongoing conflict between rival gangs fighting for control of lucrative drug smuggling routes into the US. This isn't a conventional war, it's a conflict fought in the streets, in nightclubs, and, honestly, in broad daylight. Police corruption has been a massive problem, blurring the lines between who is there to protect you and who is actually part of the threat. For travelers, being in the wrong place at the wrong time can have fatal consequences. This is a stark reminder that sometimes the most dangerous predator on Earth can often be man himself. The challenges here aren't about finding water or shelter, but about navigating a complex and violent human landscape. Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth, a place that has called to adventurers for generations, but, the allure of the summit comes with incredible risk. I've stood on that peak and I can tell you that it pushes you to the absolute limit of human endurance. The primary danger is the altitude. Above 8,000 meters, you enter the death zone, where the concentration of oxygen is so low that your body is literally dying with every breath. Your mind slows, your judgment becomes impaired, and even simple tasks become monumental efforts. Without supplemental oxygen, you would only survive for a few minutes. But it's not just the air. The mountain is a dynamic and hostile environment. The weather can change in an instant, trapping climbers in whiteout blizzards with hurricane-force winds and temperatures that can plummet to minus 60 degrees Celsius. Avalanches are a constant threat, capable of wiping out entire expeditions. The Khumbu Icefall, a treacherous, ever-shifting glacier of ice, must be crossed just to begin the main ascent. Frostbite, falls and exhaustion claim lives every single year. Everest is littered with the bodies of those who tried and failed, a grim reminder that conquering this mountain requires skill, luck, and an acceptance of the ultimate risk. In 2011, a massive earthquake and subsequent tsunami triggered a meltdown at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in Japan. It was the most severe nuclear accident since Chernobyl. In the aftermath, a large exclusion zone was established around the plant due to the immense levels of radiation released. While Japan has made incredible progress in the cleanup effort and some towns have reopened, the danger is not gone. The area immediately surrounding the plant remains a no-go zone, a place of high-level contamination that will be unsafe for human habitation for decades, if not centuries. The challenge in Fukushima is ongoing. There is the monumental task of decommissioning the damaged reactors and managing the tons of contaminated water used to cool them. For anyone entering the more restricted zones, the threat is invisible radiation hotspots. Like Chernobyl, the landscape is dotted with abandoned homes and businesses, frozen in time from the moment of evacuation. It's a modern tragedy, a powerful example of how even one of the most technologically advanced nations on Earth can be brought to its knees by the combined force of nature and the inherent risks of nuclear power. The Fukushima zone is a somber, silent testament to that day. Our final destination is not defined by a single geographical feature, but by persistent human conflict. Certain regions of Afghanistan have been, and remain, among the most dangerous places on the planet for any outsider. Decades of war, insurgency, and political instability have created an environment where the rule of law is fragile or non-existent. The primary threats come from terrorism, kidnapping for ransom, and unpredictable outbreaks of violence. Groups like the Taliban and ISIS-K operate in various parts of the country, and their presence makes travel extraordinarily perilous. Navigating this landscape is treacherous. The danger isn't just from direct conflict but from improvised explosive devices, unexploded ordnance, and a general climate of hostility towards foreigners in some areas. Government travel advisories from around the world are unequivocal. Do not travel to these regions. Unlike climbing a mountain or crossing a desert where the dangers are from nature, the threats in Afghanistan are human, calculated, and often targeted. It's a complex and tragic situation where survival depends less on your skills and more on staying completely out of harm's way. This is a level of danger that no adventurer should ever seek out. From the burning sands of Death Valley to the radioactive silence of Chernobyl and the violent streets of Juárez, we've journeyed through the world's most extreme environments. These places are not just points on a map, they are living proof of the raw, untamed power of our planet, and the profound dangers that can arise from both nature and humanity itself. They command our respect, not through their beauty, but through their sheer hostility to human life. To venture into them unprepared or with arrogance is to court disaster. The spirit of adventure is about pushing boundaries and discovering what we're capable of. But true wisdom lies in knowing which boundaries should never be pushed. The stories of those lost in these places serve as solemn warnings. Survival is the ultimate prize, and sometimes the smartest survival decision is to not enter the fight at all. To turn back, to choose a different path, to live to explore another day. It's about respecting the immense forces we can never hope to control. This journey has shown us the very edge of what is survivable. These places are a stark reminder that adventure sometimes comes with a deadly price. Stay safe and think twice before seeking out the world's most dangerous destinations. Acknowledge the risks, prepare meticulously, and always respect the environment you're in. Thanks for watching.